Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am glad we're here together for yet another story. Another beautiful story awaits, and this one today coming to you from Shifa Kids, and it is called Mother Monarch. Thank you so much for joining in and welcome. As always, please let me know where you're joining us from and who indeed is joining in with you. A wonderful story about the monarch butterfly, and of course, just great company. Great to be here together on Storytime. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you had a lovely day yesterday. It seemed like lovely days. It was sunny out in Vermont, sunny out in places, and I hope you enjoyed that. And if it was raining like it was in other places, I hope you're able to stay dry and indeed enjoy that fresh feeling after we've had the rain. Thank you so much for joining in and welcome to Storytime, coming to you from Oakland, California. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, out here in Oakland today, it is still around 50. It promises to be mild today, so maybe a high of about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So looking forward to that and enjoying it. I hope that you are well where you are. I hope that the weather is kind to you today. Thank you so much for being here and welcome. Please remember, right for a reason, donations are still being accepted. So if you can, please share, donate, and thank you so much to everybody that made it possible. It is just amazing to see what has happened. Thank you so much for being here, and indeed welcome to Storytime. Mother Monarch is here for you today, and this one is written and illustrated by Mindy, Lighthipe, and we're reading it with permission of Shifa Kids. Thank you so much for allowing us to share this lovely book here on Storytime. A first time on Storytime for this wonderful book. Thank you so much for joining in. How are you today? Good to see everybody. And of course, always a pleasure whether you're joining us live or indeed you're joining us for the recordings later on, whether on Facebook or YouTube. Welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you. Let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a beautiful story together. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Sarah and Nathan out in sunny Illinois. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you. As you say, good morning to everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. We wish you a wonderful day indeed out there in Illinois. Whoever is joining in today, please remember to leave us a message so we know you were here. Thank you so much for joining in. Excited to read this one. What do you know about monarch butterflies? Do you have anything that you want to share? Please click away and let us know, and so we could share it right here on Storytime. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you. Whatever part of the world that you are joining us from today, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining in and indeed for encouraging reading in our households. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you out in Natchitoches, Louisiana. How are you doing today? Braylon and Chad, thank you so much for being here. And of course, Pamela, Courtney, thank you for being here on Storytime as well. We appreciate you. Auntie Anne, if you're here, we say good morning to you, or indeed later on, if you do see this, good morning to you, and hope that you have a lovely day out there in Nakitash. Thank you for being here on Storytime, and indeed sending you positive vibes and wishing you all the goodness this day has to offer. Thank you so much for being here. Get ready, get comfortable as we read this wonderful book, Mother Monarch, and this one coming to you from Mindy, Lighthipe, and of course, Shifa Kids. Thank you so much for allowing us to share this wonderful book right here on Storytime this morning. Welcome, welcome. And of course, if you ever miss Storytime live at 7 a.m., remember you can catch us at 11 a.m. Pacific time as well for the recording, or indeed any other time for those books that we're allowed to have in our archives. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and welcome. Get comfortable and join me on the other side of this break so that we get started with our book for today. Good morning to you and welcome. Thank you for being here with us. Oh my goodness. And remember too that this week we're reading books that remind us to take care of this planet, remind us, of this wonderful planet that we have, and also how delicate it is and the things that we can do to help. And also remembering that we share this planet with many other creatures, many other insects, animals, and they all need that space. And we need to help create that space, maintain certain spaces, as you know, too, like natural habitats are shrinking fast. Many things affecting where animals would live, and so we want to make sure that we're playing a part indeed in helping maintain those spaces and of course maintain the safety of other creatures as well. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Good morning to you one more time and welcome, welcome. Join me on the other side of this short break and we'll be right back together for more Storytime.
This is Anika Mrose-Reese, author of The Teacher's Pet, Watch Out for Wolf, Love Sophia on the Moon, the Anna Banana chapter book series, and Hide and Don't Seek and other very scary stories. And you are watching Storytime with Mr. Lamata.
Thank you, Anika, and welcome back. Love Sophia on the Moon, another one that we read here on Storytime, a beautiful book indeed. If you have not, please do check it out. All right, here we go. Mother Monarch. This one coming to you from Mindy, Lighthipe, and of course being read with permission of Shifa Kids. Thank you so much for allowing us to read this lovely book here. And here we go. Enjoy these beautiful watercolors in this book. All right, Mother Monarch. Look at that. And that's one of the things too, is just lovely spreads in this book. Mother Monarch, written and illustrated by Mindy, Lighthipe, and read with permission and published by Shifa Kids. The sun warms Mother Monarch's wings. She starts. She stops. She begins to fly. Where is she going? What is she looking for? She sees all kinds of flowers. They are pink, yellow, and purple. Does she find the one she's looking for? The sun warms Mother Monarch's wings. She starts. She stops. She begins to fly. Where is she going? What is she looking for? She sees all kinds of flowers. They are pink, yellow, and purple. What color flowers are in your neighborhood? She searches for sweet nectar. She sips. She slurps, she gulps, using her long tongue called a proboscis as a straw. She flies from flower to flower. Oh, that sounds delicious, doesn't it? She searches for sweet nectar. She sips, she slurps, she gulps, using her long tongue called a proboscis as a straw. She flies from flower to flower. Do you know any other animal that has, or insect that has a proboscis? Well, do share. Her feet are covered with pollen. She sprinkles, she rubs, she drops pollen through the air like fairy dust. Mother Monarch continues to fly. She is looking for milkweed to feed her family. She searches, she looks, she discovers. She lands upon a leaf, using her feet to touch and smell. She investigates the leaf. Is it the right one? Of all the plants she visited today, this one is special. It is familiar. White drops ooze from the edge of this leaf. It tastes sour. It is milkweed, which is the host plant and the same plant she ate when she was a caterpillar. All monarch caterpillars eat milkweed. And that is true too. Like, monarchs have such a great sense of direction that they will fly back to, actually, like, at times, to the same tree, the same leaves that they've gone to every year when they migrate. White drops ooze from the edge of this leaf. It tastes sour. It is milkweed, which is the host plant and the same plant she ate when she was a caterpillar. All monarch caterpillars eat milkweed. I bet you knew that already, didn't you? Mother Monarch's body begins to rumble. She feels movement in her abdomen. She trembles, she pushes, she lays a tiny egg. The egg clings to the underside of the leaf. She carefully places one egg underneath as many milkweed leaves as she can find. Mother Monarch's life is short. She will not be here to raise her family. Her task, at first a mystery, is now clear and complete. She has continued the cycle of life. Mother Monarch's life is short. She will not be here to raise her family. Her task, at first a mystery, is now clear and complete. She has continued the cycle of life. A new day begins, and the bright sun warms the tiny egg. It bumps, it squirms, it wiggles into the world. Mother Monarch's baby caterpillar is born. Welcome to the world, caterpillar. Caterpillar leaves her tiny egg house. She is hungry, and beneath her feet, the milkweed leaves smell delicious. Using her mandibles, she nibbles, she chews, she chomps. Oh yes, caterpillar leaves her tiny egg house. She is hungry, and beneath her feet, the milkweed leaves smell delicious. Using her mandibles, she nibbles, she chews, she chomps. Chomp away. Oh no, what's that? A large bird sees caterpillar. Caterpillar freezes. She cringes. She stays motionless. The bird picks her up in its beak. It coughs, it chokes, it spits her back onto the leaf. Milkweed is poisonous to birds and other animals. Mother Monarch has chosen the host plant wisely. It protects caterpillar from predators. Oh. Day after day, caterpillar is getting bigger and bigger. She is too big for her skin. It itches, it splits, it peels and falls off. The more she eats, the bigger she gets. She will shed her skin 4 more times before she stops growing. Caterpillar's belly is full. She could not eat another leaf. It is time for a long, deep sleep. She crows. She searches. She finds a nice shady spot under a leaf. Ah. To prepare for sleep, she attaches herself to the leaf with a silken thread she makes from her spinneret. She hangs upside down. She sways. She rocks. Her skin splits for the last time. Her skin is replaced with a beautiful, smooth, new chrysalis home. Oh, yes. Her skin splits for the last time. Her skin is replaced with a beautiful, smooth, new chrysalis home. For 14 days, she sleeps in her chrysalis. Her body is changing. One morning, she wakes and she feels confined. She twists, she pushes. Her chrysalis breaks open. Her long, slender legs hold on to her home. She breathes. Her heart beats. Her wings appear. Each beat of her heart makes her wings get bigger and bigger. She opens and closes her wings as the sun helps them to dry. Caterpillar has turned into a beautiful monarch butterfly. Welcome to the world, butterfly. As she flies, she sees other butterflies like herself. They fly from flower to flower. Their feet are covered with pollen. They sprinkle, they rub, they drop pollen through the air like fairy dust. Oh. The air is turning colder. The days are getting shorter. The monarchs keep flying. Where are they going? What are they looking for? The milkweed leaves are turning brown. The milkweed flowers have turned to seed pods. The wind is blowing. The seeds are taking flight. All monarch butterflies begin to fly with the wind. Oh. She flies over rivers and mountains. She flies over 3,000 miles until she finds a place where the air is warmer. After flying for a month, she has flown over. She has flown to Mexico. That migration south. She flies over rivers and mountains. She flies over 3,000 miles until she finds a place where the air is warmer. After flying for a month, she has flown to Mexico. Are you on vacation, monarch butterfly? Take me with you. She clings to a branch. She holds on tight. She is not alone. There are hundreds, thousands, millions of butterflies just like her. They are in the trees. They are sleeping, waiting, and hoping for a sign from the wind. Yes, it is the wind that tells them the warmth, the cold comes, and they have to move again. A new morning arrives. The sun warms their wings. All the monarchs wake from their slumber and take to the air. Hundreds, thousands, millions take flight. They flit and they flutter. They swoop and they play. Aw. Doesn't that sound like fun? Yes. They swoop and they play. They flit and they flutter. The wind blows them northward. Where are they going? What are they looking for? They are returning to the United States where the milkweed grows. For generations, all mother monarchs have passed down their knowledge and wisdom on how to survive. They know what to look for. They know where to fly. They know the mystery of life. And that is the end. And of course, if you do get a hold of this book, please look out for all these extra readings that you could do about monarch butterflies. There's a bunch of resources on the back of this book and on this page right here. So thank you for joining me today for story time. I hope you enjoyed that journey of the life cycle of a monarch butterfly and indeed the migration south and of course back up north. Thank you so much for joining in today. I hope you enjoyed it. I absolutely did. Thank you so much for being here. And that is our book for today, Mother Monarch. This one coming to you from Mindy Lighthipe, and of course reading it with permission of Shifa Kids. Thank you so much for joining in story time today, and I hope that you enjoyed that lovely book indeed. It is amazing too. Just a reminder that this planet is shared by many others that live with us, and we have to make sure that we're creating space for them as well. Let us help conserve nature. Let us help conserve these forests. Make sure our leaders pass laws that are helpful and laws that make sure that, you know, we're helping prevent things or reduce things like deforestation and of course global warming and everything else that is happening that is detrimental, that is distractive to all other species that share this planet with us as well. Thank you so much for joining in story time. Absolutely appreciate you, and I'm glad that you are here with me for this wonderful story, a beautiful one indeed, Mother Monarch. I am telling you right now, this story will be back on story time many more times. Thank you so much to you, Shifa Kids and Mindy Lighthipe, for such a lovely book indeed. But please do join me again tomorrow. More story time coming your way, and this time we'll bring back another favorite. This one is called yes indeed, If You Come to Earth. This one coming to you from Sophie Blacko. Please do join us for this one and enjoy. Yes, it has been here on Storytime before, but we're finally bringing it back twice now. Welcome back to Storytime. If you come to Earth, what will you share about this wonderful planet? What would you want others coming from elsewhere to know about this wonderful planet we call home? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you and your loved ones and everyone else that's joining in Storytime today. I hope that you have a lovely day indeed. Thank you for making this community such a beautiful space to be in. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely. Pamela Courtney, you say beautiful active verbs. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Pamela Courtney. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, Braylon and Chad sending you love as well out there in Natchitoches, Louisiana. I hope that you read out more on monarch butterflies and indeed get to share that with us here on Storytime. I hope that this also helps create more and more conversation. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it. Thank you to you, Amanda West, and of course, Sarah and Nathan, and say thank you for sharing this today. We're planting milkweed soon for butterflies, so this was very timely. I am so excited for that. And please do share pictures when you can and see how your garden is doing. And of course, all those butterflies can have a rest stop and indeed a place to grow. Thank you so much for joining in and indeed for playing your part in helping other species as well, you know, sustain other species on this planet. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. To everybody that joins in and is here today, whether right now or indeed joining us for the recordings, we do send you love. We send you all the well wishes. And of course, to wishing everybody a wonderful day. To our regulars here, Amanda Waltman, sending you love. And of course, baby Bia, Bowden and Chrissy out in Vermont sending you love as well. And everybody else that joins us. Rocco, Clay, and Chriselle. Everybody else, thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Have a lovely day. Pamela, Courtney, Chad is excited about your milkweeds. He asks to share pictures, please. Yes. There you go, Amanda, West, and Sarah, and Nathan. You have somebody else to share pictures with as well. And yes, indeed, we look forward to hearing more about how that project goes. Thank you so much for joining in. Love it that we're here together and got to spend time reading this wonderful book, Mother Monarch. Thank you for being here and indeed reading this journey of the cycle of life for a monarch butterfly and, of course, their migration south and back up north. Thank you so much. I hope that you have a lovely day. Hugs to you, and indeed may your life be blissful and beautiful as these butterflies that we've been reading about today. Thank you so much. I hope that you have a lovely day indeed. Thank you for being here on Storytime. Remember, you can find us at storytimewithmrlimada.com, and also you can find us at Storytime with Mr. Limada on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Instagram. Thank you for being here. Much love to you, sending you goodness. I hope that you have a lovely day indeed. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you again tomorrow for more story time. Bye-bye.
I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life.
I'm Meenal Patel, and I am an artist, designer, and the author and illustrator of Priya Dreams of Marigolds and Masala, and you are watching Storytime with Mr. Lamada.
He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be